Hi, welcome to the video. I'm Mike, Fylde Coast Flips, and today we are doing a What Sold video from Orlando, Florida. It's going to be a Disney special, and if you've been watching my channel for a while, then you'll know that I like to do these What Solds from kind of random places sometimes, and here we go. This is the hotel I'm staying in. It's the Art of Animation Hotel. And we've had a great time here so far, and I'm going to go through some of the things that I've sold recently on eBay, and also I'm going to touch on some other things as well that maybe I've not sold, but you know, look out for. And especially with being here now for a little while, I've seen things here in the shops that I know would resell well over in the UK for various reasons, whether it's like an exclusive, park exclusives they do Christmas party exclusives at this time of year, all sorts. So that's what we're doing. I'm gonna get on with it and tell you about some stuff that's sold.
Funko Pops Flips!
So the vast majority of the stuff on this list is Disney related things. It's not just recent things, it's going back. I've gone back about a year or so on some of the things, just to kind of show you guys, you know, the kind of things that can do well. Yeah, check it out, we've got Sebastian there in the background. We're in the Little Mermaid rooms here, so we've got Ursula behind me. We've got, what's he called? I should probably know by now. Is it Triton? Is it King Triton? Possibly? Don't know. So I'm going to take you on a little kind of walk around the hotel. There's lots of different areas, not just Little Mermaid. We've got Finding Nemo, we've got cars. So first off, we have these Disney Club blind bags. I got a load of these, big box full, from a boot sale for, how much were they? Can't remember. It wasn't a lot at all. A few pounds for the whole box, and I've been splitting them up into sets of 4. Check out this treasure here. Oh. And these ones went for £19.99 plus postage. What people do here at Disney resorts, they tend to hide things around for like the kids, call it pixie dust, and the kids are yet to find one, but we're going to have a little look around later because we got our own pixie dust items to kind of leave for people. What better place to leave it than a massive treasure chest, right? Check this out, 50 Funko Pops Flips points for anyone who can tell me the name of this. Write it in the comments. Next is this Scrooge McDuck little figure. It's a Bullyland one made in Germany, so it's like vintage 70s, 80s, and I had it at $12.99 plus postage, and I accepted an offer. You know, not a lot of money on that, but I've sold some of the Bullyland figures for decent money. You can always pick them up for like really cheap as well, like 50p, £1, that kind of thing. Next to these Disney McDonald's toys, I had them up at $13.99 plus postage, and I accepted an offer. And this is just really to kind of say Disney, McDonald's toys in general, not necessarily just these ones. In fact, these ones are not really the best, but you know, I think they're the most recent ones I'd sold. But yeah, look out for them. If you can get like complete sets, that's where the money's at. If you get complete sets of them, then they can do well. I've got a little squirrel guy here. There's loads of squirrels over here around this resort. Hello. And they do not care about people at all. Look how close I can get. And he does not care. Next we have these magazine like collectibles. So they came in like monthly or weekly magazines where you build a doll's house. I've mentioned them before. But these went for more than I thought. I had them at $49.99 plus postage, and they sold for whatever the price is on the screen. Check out Zazu in the background there. Usually there's music playing through here, so I'm glad they're not, otherwise I wouldn't be able to do it because copyright and all that. It's usually like Lion King music of various types going on. Got Scar there in the background. Hey Scar. Next are a couple of Disney mugs, Muppets mugs. These were quite good. If you can get a whole set of these sold quite well. I just had 2 of them, bought them both from the same person at a boot sale for $3.50 each, £4 each, something like that. And I accepted an offer, had them up at $24.99 plus postage, and accepted an offer on them. Next we have this Alice in Wonderland baking dish or roasting dish. I think this was from Asda originally, possibly Morrison's. I think it was Asda. And they don't sell for all that much when they're new, but sometimes they discontinue the range and there can be a little bit of money in them. You get them cheap enough, like I did with this. It's from a boot sale, along with some other Alice in Wonderland stuff. Probably I have about £3 into it, I think. And it's sold for $19.99 plus postage. Next we have Ursula. I probably should have done this back in front of Ursula, but I've got to it now. This was a toy, in fact 2 toys that I got separately, put them together. It's the bigger one that you want to look out for. It's a little doll that's like hard, the top of it's hard, the bottom of it's soft. Had it up at £19.99, accepted an offer. So behind me we've got Timon and Pumbaa and Simba on the log. Very cool photo opportunity here. Next is some Disney wallpaper. Now, I've not had much of this, but on getting this as part of like a bundle of wallpaper, like randomly, I buy it to then use it as like void fill basically. And this one, I thought I'll look it up. And it was worth a little bit. It's $9.99 plus postage, so not a whole lot, but when it's something, you know, completely unexpected, because basically it was going to get ripped up and put in a box to pad out a bread bin or something like that. So yeah, when looking into it, I found that there are some pretty good, like more vintage wallpapers out there, Disney ones that can do pretty well, so look out for some of them. So here we have a Disney Winnie the Pooh cookie jar. I got one of these from a kind of friend of mine, reselling friend of mine. He sold me a load of Winnie the Pooh stuff, and this one went for $24.99 plus postage. I had very little into it, and I've had this one a couple of times in the past. And then there's another one here, Stitch cookie jar. These definitely were selling out of Asda. I bought up, I think 2 or 3 of them. A bit of a kind of retail arbitrage type of thing, and they did alright. They sold fairly quick. These are little fan water spray bottles, and I got $21.99 plus postage on these. These are everywhere over here. This time of year, while I'm here, it's not that hot really. But it's hot, you know, compared to the UK, it's hot. Back in the UK right now, it's like freezing cold. Yeah, they do all sorts of different ones of these, including very cool looking Star Wars themed ones. I saw them yesterday and I was like, wow, they're amazing. I've not actually seen anybody using them. I've just, yeah, I think they're about $25-30 each. So they're not cheap, but on a really hot day, it's what you want, isn't it? You basically put the water in, it kind of sprays a mist on you. Put batteries in, obviously. Next I want to touch on popcorn buckets, because they can do really, really well. This one is not a very good one. It's a basic one. Got a bit of age to it though. It's from 2008. Some of the vintage ones can do really well. I've had all sorts of different ones. The best ones are the character ones. I'll put a few examples on the screen. I had a Donald Duck one. I remember that did okay. And I think I had a couple of others, but they don't come up very often at all. You can find some of the unique ones. In fact, I just bought one a few days ago. I'll put it on the screen now. Very cool. I think it was a Christmas party exclusive, so I probably should have bought more and then sold them, but they're really bulky. We don't have much room in our cases, so I decided against that. I think they were about $30. Next is Disney ears. Now, these are something else that I knew were a thing, but after being here, yes, there's loads. There's so many different types. There's so many like exclusives and make your own ones, and yeah, all sorts. What I would say is there's a lot of people making them on places like Etsy. I don't know about the kind of legalities of that, like reselling them, because obviously they're not made by Disney. So personally, I would probably stay away from any that are not officially branded. But a lot of people seem to make, good money selling these out there. So I don't know, maybe you can sell them freely, I don't know. but I would have thought Disney have some kind of, you know, license, copyright, whatever, to the Disney ears. I would have thought, you know, the shape of the Mickey Mouse shaped ears. Check this out, we've got a little playground here. Kind of cool. Kids love this. Let's go through. Next we got this Disney Dinosaurs figurine, $11.99 plus postage on this. But some of the other characters, well, if you've got a nice little bundle of them, can sell pretty well. And it was a Jim Henson, created by Jim Henson. Disney had some kind of involvement in it, and yeah, these figurines are good. I remember these when I was a kid. I had a couple of them and I sold them on a while back. Jim Henson stuff in general just as well. Next are these Disney Traditions figurines or statues. They are made of like a resin, I think, or the ceramic. I don't think they're ceramic. I'm pretty sure they're a resin. I've had these a few times, and I also bought a load of these on a resale arbitrage deal and did pretty well with them. I managed to get them for like, I think 40 or 50% off when I bought them all up. I should have bought everything the shop had, because I think if I had done that, she would have done me an even better deal. I was speaking to the manager there at the time. But yeah, look out for these out there. I've had them secondhand before, and they've also done okay. I've also had them damaged before, and sometimes they do okay. Check out where we are now. We are in the Disney Cars area. This is my kids' favourite. We came here on day one, I think, or day two. I had a really good look around here. They were here playing with the beanbags. Yes, we're at Disney, all the Disney rides and stuff, and a lot of the time they'd rather just sit there in a playground or sit there throwing some sandbags into a little hole. No, my son, my eldest, he's been on so much while we've been here. He's gone from, I think the most extreme ride he'd been on was Air or Galactica at Alton Towers, and now he's been on everything. He's been on Velocicoaster, he's been on Hagrid's, he's been on Space Mountain, not that that's that extreme, but you know what I mean. He's been on like everything, and even my youngest has gone on some of the rides that I didn't think he would go on, like the Tower of Terror, and he went on Space Mountain as well. I've vlogged pretty much our whole stay, so if you're interested, over on my other channel, go check out the videos over there in the kind of coming weeks. Next we have snow globes. Again, a whole thing which I really don't actually know that much about, but I've had a few now to know that, yeah, they're worthwhile, and I watch a few American resellers who do well with them. Some of them know how to kind of open them up and clean them, because I think they can get quite dirty inside after a while. So you need to kind of carefully open them up, clean the water, and like reseal them. I don't know anything about that, but people who do, certain ones, if they're like pristine, you can get a lot of money for them. At this point, I'll tell you about some cars stuff that I've resold, if I'd resold any. I don't think I have. Some of the cars do well though, don't they? I've had a few in the past, like little die-cast cars of various different types, such as this one over here, or this one right here. Next we have some Disney pins. Now, again, Disney pins are a whole thing over here. They can do extremely well if you've got the right ones. I know a little bit, but I don't know, you know, I'm sure people, you know, who really know their stuff can make a killing out there with pins. I don't know, you know, they probably don't come up half as much in the UK as they do over here. And I imagine if you're a reseller and you live in Orlando, I bet you find them everywhere. let me know if you live in Orlando or maybe close to the park over in California, and you let me know what kind of merch you find if you live near to a park. $29.99 plus postage on these. I remember the person I bought them off at a car boot sale a while back. I remember we had a conversation. Her daughter, I think, lived in America or still lives there. Was it used to live there? Bought them at Disney. Next we have this Disney music box. It plays a little tune and the Mickey Mouse moved inside. I was quite worried about posting this one out because it seemed pretty fragile. The little mechanical Mickey Mouse inside. Yeah, I didn't think it would make it in one piece, but it did, and the customer was happy. And I got $39.99 plus postage on this. I did have it for a while before it sold, but the condition was a bit iffy. It looked like it had been on somebody's windowsill possibly for a while, and it was a bit faded. And it's a bit of an odd one because it looked like it was from like the 50s or 60s or something, but it wasn't. It was, I think, 90s or 2000s. And next is this vintage Bluebird Polly Pocket Castle. I've mentioned these before. This was one of the first items I ever bought to resell from a boot sale, Windike car boot sale, the one that disappeared for several years and has just recently come back, the little one. It's little at the moment, it used to be big back in the day. I got £17 plus postage on this one. This one had all sorts of issues, and they often do. Pieces broken off, discoloration, the light's not working. Rarely do they show up with the figures, but if they do, the figures is generally where the money is at. And if you've got the set with, you know, complete figures, then you can do really, really well with some of these. But this one is fairly common. I've had it 2 or 3 times now. Yeah, Bluebird also made the Mad Max toys as well. Do you remember them from back in the day? I had a few of them. Next is this Pictionary game, $29.99 plus postage. This was brand new, sealed, and quite rare. Because generally Pictionaries I find not really worth that much, the ones I've had anyway. I always scan them when I see them, and rarely did they come up as selling for much, but this one did. Next, Spirit jerseys. Now, I've never bought any of these to resell, but these can do very, very well indeed. They even do like party exclusives. But I'll put a few examples on the screen of the different ones out there. I've got my eye on a couple here that I may well buy while I'm here, but we'll see. They are quite expensive, but they sell them in pretty much every shop, and Universal do some as well. Basically, I think if you can get one where the ride no longer exists, they're generally the best, or like timed exclusives are pretty good. But just clothing in general, Disney hats, whatever it may be, if it's Disney parks merch, then it can do well. If it's disney.co.uk merch, it can also do alright, but obviously the park stuff is the stuff you want. Next is Loungefly bags. Again, have I sold any of these? I think I might have sold a purse once, a Loungefly purse. That's a purse as in a coin wallet if you're in America. Some of these are really good. Like, again, these are pretty much everywhere over here. We've kind of got into them, me and Claire. We've got a few now, and we've not bought any while we've been here, but we bought quite a few. We searched out the deals, you know, we got some good discounts and stuff. It's not like we paid the full asking price of kind of $80 to $100, yes, per item. But yeah, they do all sorts of different ones. And bags, not just actually Loungefly, but bags in general. The one I've got, I'll put a picture on the screen now. I've had so many people come up to me and say, "Where did you get your bag? I love your bag." And I was like, "Oh, right, okay." I just got it from Vinted in the UK for like fairly cheap. I think it was about 20 quid. Just thought it looked really cool, and it does. It's like the box. It's like the Zurg. It's the Zurg from Toy Story box. Me being me, as soon as I bought it and received it, I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." I looked it up, and it was pretty rare. selling for decent money. So I did think for a second, should I just sell this on? But I thought, no, I'll at least bring it to Disney, use it, maybe then I'll sell it on. I've kind of fallen in love with it now, so I don't think I can sell it. I sold this a few weeks back for $39.99 plus postage. It's a little resin icon, the ride at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, figurine. I say most of this stuff is Disney related, but I've got a few items that are just theme park related in general. But this was a surprise. I only paid £1 for it from Clitheroe Indoor Cattle Market boot sale. Check this out. This is called Hourglass Lake. Over the lake you've got Pop Century. That's another hotel over there. You've got the Skyliner, which I'll show you in a minute, going over there. The Skyliner, I love the Skyliner. It's such a handy way of getting around here at Disney, and they do a lot of Skyliner merchandise, which I've got my eye on. You've got to watch out around here because there may be snakes and there may be alligators. So I'm not just saying that, there are signs up everywhere. So obviously they do turn up now and again. Look. There you go. It's another beautiful day here in Orlando. We've done really well. We've had one 3-hour period of rain while we've been here. That's it. Nothing else. The weather's been great. It went a bit cooler for a couple of days, but we're still warm enough to walk around in shorts and t-shirt. I feel very lucky to be here, just, because it is a very expensive place to come to. That's all I'll say. I think next time we do it, because it's the first time we've been here, it's actually the first time we've ever been out of Europe. It's the first time we've ever been on a 2-week holiday as a family as well. Usually we just go for short breaks, especially with eBay in mind. I've had to put my shop on holiday mode. It's actually my final day here today. But I lifted it yesterday, so sales have started coming in. The first sale was £75 for a Kerrang magazine that I bought. I bought a big stack of them from a boot sale for not a lot. But this particular one, My Chemical Romance, was pretty good. Some of them, I don't know why, but some of the Kerrang My Chemical Romance magazines can do well. In fact, I've sold 2 since I put my shop open again. So next we have mugs in general. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I love a mug. I'm not sure how much I can recommend buying mugs to resell anymore. Certain ones do very well, but there's so many out there, and even coming here to Disney, the mugs that are out there are not a lot when you're buying them from the shops, really. I mean, $20, $25 maybe maximum if it's a particularly cool looking one. So to then buy them, resell them, most of the time you're not getting much for them these days. But not the Disney ones anyway. Yeah, Hornsey and other brands, but when it comes to Disney mugs and Universal mugs, yeah, they don't do quite as well as they used to do. Disney pressed coins. Now, if you've got a good collection of these can do well. So they have the machines, much like they do in the UK, at certain parks, probably all the parks and maybe some of the hotels as well. I'm not entirely sure. But you can put a penny in, or a cent, 1 cent, and squash it with, I'm telling you what a press coin is. You know what a press coin is? Yeah, some of them can do quite well, especially if you've got, obviously if you've got a complete set, you can probably get quite a lot for them. But the chances of you finding a complete set, pretty unlikely. Another thing to look out for is Disney Funko Pops. Some of these can do really well. I've had a few that have done alright, and I've got a couple for sale that are really cool, larger ones, and now I've been here, I kind of want to keep them, but I probably won't. I've also got a Skyliner one which I have kept as a present for my kids, I think, or maybe a present for myself. I got a bundle of Mickey Mouse Funko Pops from somebody at Clitheroe car boot sale, I think. Again, the inside one, the cattle market. They had loads, and I got a big bundle, and I got a really good price for buying so many of them. And some of them have done really well. Disney Build-A-Bear stuff. Stitch is particularly good, and there's some others. I'll put some on the screen as I'm going, just to show you. Nightmare Before Christmas, they can do pretty well. Board games, Disney board games, Disney Monopoly, Disney Cluedo. Have they done Cluedo tie-in? Probably. Like the Pictionary I showed before. But yeah, Monopolies can do quite well. I bought a couple of these from the same people I bought the Funko Pops from. And behind me we have Ariel. Yeah, these resorts are really cool with the big figurines like this. It's very like in your face Disney, but that's what we want. With the age of my kids, that's what we want, you know. We've got 3 pools here. Cars one, Finding Nemo, and Little Mermaid. So we've obviously tried them all out. I think that's almost it. I didn't want to make this kind of too long. I'm obviously on holiday and I want to make the most of my time here. I don't want to spend too much time like working, even though I've kind of vlogged the whole experience here, which I'm going to be putting out. But I don't see that as being as work. Like, I think my kids and my partner sometimes think that it is, but I just enjoy doing it. And whether I'm putting it on YouTube or not, I enjoy doing it. And I just wanted to capture, you know, a holiday like this that it might only be a once in a lifetime thing. I really want to capture every second of it, really. We've had a great time. We really have. I wish we could stay for longer, but hey, it is what it is. Just got to get some more stuff sold, right? And then maybe we can afford to come again, maybe. So that's it. Thank you very much for joining me. If there's anything out there that you sell that's Disney related or theme park related that I've not covered here, then I'm always interested to know of other things I can find out there to pick up. So let me know down in the comments. Who is your favourite Disney character? Let me know. The more obscure, the better. Put it down in the comments. Mine is, oh, it's difficult. Very difficult. I'm going to go for, let's go for Simba, shall we? Lion King. I mean, that's, Toy Story, yes. But Lion King was the first film that I really, really loved. And that's it for now. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you in the next one.